Deep water washes the sandy shore, near the dark river's dynamic muddy banks. The old iron railing holds a rusty line, marking the dynamic boundary of your time. I watch the misty harbor fade from view, washing out the final dream of you. Your copper lantern sits upon the shelf, beside a small picture of myself. The afternoon is casting long, pale squares down the completely empty harbor stairs. The ferry horn is blowing down the bay, sending all our golden youth away. I trace the cold metal with a dynamic thumb, waiting for the morning light to come. A silver bracelet jingles in my purse, a beautiful blessing turning to a curse. The dynamic sirens wail across the town as the dark winter rain comes tumbling down. I see the mark your leather boots had made before the entire scenery had to fade. The deep waves go rolling straight and long, like the final verses of our song. I close my eyes to catch the analog spark that used to guide us through the winter park, before our love dissolved into the dark. An ocean between our hands tonight shines beneath the fading analog light, a permanent reminder of your grace inside this empty, sad and lonely space. I let the heavy water scatter deep into the lonely secrets that I keep. The sky turns into a dark analog gray as you slowly fade completely away. Ember light glows in the dark, leaving a permanent and analog spark. The radio dial stays an orange square, spreading sweet dynamic melodies through the air. I hear the wave we used to play before our fragile world slipped completely away. Your old cassette is resting on the shelf beside a small creative picture of myself. A half-filled glass of water catches light, remembering our final beautiful night. The late night presenter speaks so slow, where all the quiet dynamic dreamers go. spark. The eternal resonance dial shines tonight beneath the fading analog light, a permanent reminder of a vow that has no place inside the winter now. I keep the plastic case against my chest, dreaming of the love I love the best. The eternal resonance dial stays deep inside the lonely secrets that I keep. We built our world on stone, leaving me to face this dynamic arch alone. The iron pillars hold a permanent line, marking the dynamic design of your time. I see the structural frame beneath the gray, preserving all the pieces of yesterday. Your silver blueprint rests inside my palm, while the entire evening becomes completely calm. The cathedral bells are ringing far away, turning all our golden youth to gray. The heavy arches stand against the sky, where all the lie. I see the balcony where we used to stand when creative summer rain fell across the land. Your handwritten token never turns quite gray, defying seasons that tumble completely away. The dynamic lines keep structure on the wall, but no one answers to the lonely call. I pull my knitted coat around my face to find a final analog trace of your embrace. The grand design cannot alter the past, holding the love that was meant to last. I look across the courtyard to the spark that used to guide us through the winter park, before our world dissolved into the dark. The architecture of memory stands tonight, shining beneath the fading analog light. A deep dynamic blueprint in my soul that makes the entire scenery lose control. I keep the silver token near my chest, dreaming of the love I love the best. The architecture of memory stays deep inside the lonely secrets that I keep. Cold mist covers the steel track, holding all the moments we can't take back. The station clock shows 5 past midnight clear, as the heavy engine moves into the year. I watch the yellow windows roll away, leaving behind a dynamic path of gray. Your woolen coat was vanishing from sight beneath the flicker of a station light. A ticket stub is crumpled in my vest, marking the seat that you loved best. The midnight whistle blows across the square, sending cold dynamic echoes through the air. I stand upon the freezing gravel line, watching the shadows of the silver pine. A leather pouch is resting in my hand, containing secrets from a creative land. The traffic dies along the boulevard, making the silent waiting very hard. I turn the lamp down to a silver spark to let your analog vision guide the dark. The distance grows with every iron turn, while all my silent dynamic longings burn. I close my eyes to catch the analog spark that used to guide us through the winter park, before our world dissolved into the dark. An empty train platform tonight shines beneath the fading cinematic light, a heavy echo from a better day, before the entire vision slipped away. I watch the red lights vanish in the gray as your sweet outline rolls completely away. An empty train platform whispers deep into the lonely secrets that I keep. I reached out too late, leaving our future to a bitter fate. The radio dial glows a soft orange square, spreading sweet dynamic melodies through the air. I should have spoken when the music played, before your beautiful dynamic outline decayed. Your old cassette is resting on the shelf, beside a small creative picture of myself. A half-filled glass of water catches light, remembering our final quiet night. The late-night presenter speaks so slow, where all the lonely dynamic dreamers go. I see the corner where your guitar stood, when everything felt analog and good. My quiet voice was paralyzed with fear, while your sweet presence was so very near. The analog music makes a gentle ring, waiting for the quiet night bird to sing. I press the tape against my lonely face, to find a final trace of your embrace. The frequency is drifting far away, punishing my hesitation today. I look across the curtain at the spark that used to guide us through the winter park, before our love dissolved into the dark. The fading radio plea remains tonight, shining beneath the fading analog light, a permanent reminder of a vow that has no place inside the winter now. I keep the plastic case against my chest, dreaming of the love I love the best. The fading radio plea stays deep inside the lonely secrets that I keep. Blue mist rises rises from the stove, shining on our old forgotten grove. The morning light is waking up so slow, painting shadows that I used to know. Your porcelain coffee mug sits in the sink, giving me a lonely time to think. The kitchen clock is ticking way too loud, like an echo from a distant crowd. I see your keys upon the counter space, with no one left to take them from their place. The city trains begin to run again, washing out the sorrow and the pain. A single paper lies upon the bed, full of dynamic words we should have never said. I find your winter glove inside the drawer left behind upon the hardwood floor. The radio is playing something low, a melody from 40 years ago. I pull the blanket tight around my face to find a final trace of your embrace. The sky is changing into pale light pink, while my heavy heart begins to sink. The birds are singing in the maple tree, welcoming a world that cannot see the shadow of the ghost you left with me. The kettle hums alone today, taking all the golden light away. I watch the silver sunlight turn to gold across the spaces that we used to hold, until the morning traffic fills the street, and all our broken memories softly meet. The kettle hums alone today, as you slowly fade completely away. Glossy ink is turning very pale behind a sudden dynamic winter veil. A picture of a harbor town is there, underneath the midnight attic stair. Your elegant handwriting fills the white, written beneath the creative studio light. I trace the stamps from 40 years ago, when our sweet devotion started to grow. The edges of the paper turn to brown, like dead leaves falling all across the town. The evening train is whistling down the line, washing through the branches of the pine. I find a dynamic copper key inside my drawer, left behind upon the hardwood floor. The city lamps are pressed against my chest, remembering the love I loved the best. The fading postcard keeps you deep inside the lonely secrets that I keep. Dark stain inside the porcelain reminds me of where we begin. The cold ceramic surface feels so deep, while the entire harbor goes to sleep. I touch the handle with a dynamic thumb, waiting for the morning peace to come. Your favorite wool coat is on the chair, casting a long shape inside the air. A single dynamic teardrop starts to fall upon the shadow on the ancient wall. The city trains begin to rumble slow, where all the lonely dynamic strangers go. I see the porch where we used to sit before the cold winter lantern was lit. Your handwritten letter turns quite gray, slowly melting like the snow away. The dynamic clock keeps striking on the wall, sending pale shapes down the empty hall. I pull my sweater closer around my face to find a final analog trace of your embrace. The space between us stretches far and wide, carrying the memories that we hide. I close my eyes to catch the analog spark that used to guide us through the winter park, before our world dissolved into the dark. The empty coffee mug remains tonight, shining beneath the fading analog light, a permanent reminder of your grace in this completely empty, lonely space. I pull my collar up against the chill, while the entire kitchen falls so still. The empty coffee mug whispers deep into the lonely secrets that I keep. Your number floats upon the screen, the brightest light I've ever seen. My thumb hangs shaking in the midnight air, staring at the empty wicker chair. The little green light begins to blink, giving my frozen mind a time to think. I hear the wind against the garden gate. The hour is running very late. A glass of water settles on the stand, right beside my trembling cold hand. The past is locked behind the glass, while all the quiet winter evenings pass. I trace the digits with a silver pin, remembering the world we used to win. A sudden siren wails across the park, cutting a yellow line inside the dark. The wallpaper is peeling by the bed, where all your dynamic promises were said. I turn the telephone completely face down to hide from every shadow in this town. The wire is cold and completely dead, holding the sentences we never said. I breathe your name into the misty pain and watch it dissolve inside the rain. The heavy echoes still remain. The calls I still don't make tonight, under the fading cinematic light, are all the secrets that I choose to keep, while the entire city falls asleep. I hold the silence like a heavy shield, protecting the wounds that never healed. The calls I still don't make stay deep inside a dream I can no longer reap. Golden pendulum is hanging so still against the heavy wooden winter chill. The glass face holds a thin gray line, marking the dynamic boundary of our time. It stopped at 2 on that October night, when you walked out into the pale moonlight. I see the dynamic brass keys inside the case, with no one left to wind it in this place. A single woolen glove is on the chair, casting a long shape inside the air. The morning buses rumble down the lane, washing out the sorrow and the pain. I trace the carved wood with a dynamic thumb, waiting for the morning light to come. Your favorite book is open on the bed, full of creative lines we never said. The street lamps flicker in the misty square, shining down on roads that lead nowhere. I sit inside the hallway all alone, staring at the cold and ancient stone. The hands are frozen on the silver face, locking our spirits in an empty space. I close the box and feel the compass spark that used to guide us through the winter park, before our love dissolved into the dark. The dust on your clock remains tonight, shining beneath the fading analog light. The seconds will not tick or roll away, but your dynamic image wants to stay. I hold the wooden frame against my inside the lonely secrets that I keep. Your resonance remains inside this room, defying all the sudden dynamic gloom. The silver clock keeps marking out the space where time can never blur your beautiful face. I stand beneath the shadow of the pine, tracing the golden dynamic borderline. Your creative sketch rests on the timber tray, exactly where you left it on that day. The heavy curtains hold a dynamic glow from a beautiful summer we used to know. The evening breeze moves down the corridor, leaving sweet memories upon the wooden floor. I see the porch where we would watch the rain, washing out every single trace of pain. Your analog signature is on the glass, watching the busy dynamic seasons pass. The velvet cushion holds a silent ring, waiting for the quiet night bird to sing. I touch the fabric with a steady hand, dreaming of our sweet dynamic land. The deep vibration cannot fade away, holding the perfect truth of yesterday. I close my eyes to catch the analog spark that used to guide us through the winter park, before our world dissolved into the dark. The echo of your resonance tonight shines beneath the fading analog light, a permanent reminder of a grace that time and distance never can efface. I press the dynamic leather to my frame, while the lonely wind speaks your name. The echo of your resonance stays deep inside the lonely secrets that I keep. The radio waves are drifting far, leaving a singular and dynamic star. The orange tuner dial loses its steady beam, fading out like a beautiful summer dream. Yet through the static and the heavy dynamic noise, I hear the perfect tone of your beautiful voice. The weaker the dynamic frequency becomes today, the sharper your creative words wanna stay. Your old cassette is resting on the shelf, beside a small picture of myself. The midnight presenter speaks so low, where all the lonely dynamic dreamers go. The station signal fades into the mist, leaving a memory that I can't resist. As the music weakens in the dynamic air, your presence feels so solid there. The analog static makes a gentle ring, waiting for the quiet night bird to sing. I press the tape against my lonely face to find a final trace of your embrace. The noise may grow as signals fall away, but your true resonance is here to stay. I look across the curtain at the spark that used to guide us through the winter park before our world dissolved into the dark. The distant signal clarity remains tonight, shining beneath the fading analog light. A paradox of static and a phrase that stays unbroken through the passing days. I keep the plastic case against my chest, dreaming of the love I love the best. The distant signal clarity stays deep inside the lonely secrets that I keep. Gray water slaps the wooden dock beside the ancient iron rusty lock. The summer boat is tied up tight and low beneath the freezing winds that start to blow. I find a dynamic seashell in my coat, left behind from our last golden boat. The mist is rising from the silver reedy bed, where all your sweet romantic lines were said. A single glove is resting on the seat, where our cold shadows used to meet. The mountain pines are standing dark and tall against the heavy winter sky's gray wall. I trace the letters on the old birch tree, carved inside the wood by you and me. The ink of nature stays so deep and bright, even through the dynamic dark of night. A lonely lantern flickers on the pier, with no one left to hold it very near. I watch the ripples vanish in the gray as the last light of evening slips away. The waves are turning into solid ice, paying a heavy and a painful price. But every dynamic reflection that I see brings back the beautiful ghost of you to me, across the cold and silent winter sea. The lake still wears your name tonight, shining in the cinematic analog light. The mist may hide the frozen shoreline deep, while the entire world falls fast asleep. Just upon the water glows silently, the silver winter current flows. I stand beneath the weeping willow tree, where you promised that you would return to me. The old wooden pier is trembling in the cold, like a fragile story that was never told. A lonely white swan is drifting all alone, passing by the smooth and mossy stone, where we engraved our initials in the sun, before the golden summer days were done. Ripples move across the deep, while the silent mountain valleys sleep. I drop a tiny wildflower from my hand and watch it drift away from the sand. Your favorite melody is whispering in the pines, shadows falling down in long straight lines. The fisherman is packing up his heavy gear as the chilly twilight starts to appear. The northern wind is blowing through my hair, leaving only frozen teardrops there. Deep water holds the sky so perfectly, reflecting everything we used to be. The clouds are moving fast across the blue, but every single wave belongs to you. It carries every memory that I knew. The lake, where's your name? When the evening stars begin to frame the silver mirror of the lonely shore, where we will walk together nevermore. I watch the ripples slowly disappear, wishing you were standing very near. The lake, where's your name? And my aching heart remains the same. Warm light glows in the dark, leaving a permanent and analog spark. The radio dial stays an orange square, spreading sweet dynamic melodies through the air. I hear the melody we used to play before a fragile world slipped completely away. Your old cassette is resting on the shelf beside a small creative picture of myself. A half-filled glass of water catches light, remembering our final beautiful night. The late-night presenter speaks so slow, where all the quiet, dynamic dreamers go. I see the corner where your guitar stood, when everything felt analog and good. Your dynamic lyric sheet never turns gray, defying the snow that melts completely away. The analog music makes a gentle ring, waiting for the quiet night bird to sing. I press the tape against my lonely face to find a final trace of your embrace. The frequency is drifting far away, taking all my final words today. I look across the curtain at the spark that used to guide us through the winter park, before our love dissolved into the dark. The constant radio dial shines tonight beneath the fading analog light, a permanent reminder of a vow that has no place inside the winter now. I keep the plastic case against my chest, dreaming of the love I love the best. The constant radio dial stays deep inside the lonely secrets that I keep. Midnight shadow touch the brass as frozen winter clouds begin to pass. The iron key is resting on the shelf beside a portrait of my younger self. No sudden storm came crashing through our home, no angry voices shattered in the loam, just a quiet whisper in the hall. And then the silence gathered over all. Your leather shoes are missing from the rug where we once shared a cozy winter hug. The clock keeps striking on the wall, but no one answers to the lonely call. I see the empty coat hook by the stair and trace the phantom scent upon the air. A single matchbook from our favorite place is all that lingers of your gentle face. The street lamp flickers in the misty square, shining down on roads that lead your lovely name. The space between us grows so wide and deep, like secrets that a river has to keep. I stand inside the hallway all alone, staring at the cold and polished stone, wishing for a world I should have known. The door closed so quietly today, taking all the golden light away. No sound of glass or heavy breaking wood, just silence standing where we once stood. The latch fell softly in the winter chill, leaving the entire apartment completely still. The door closed so quietly today and pushed my lonely spirit into gray. Silver moonlight cuts the iron gate as the long hours grow very late. A frozen shadow lies upon the grass, watching the winter clouds begin to pass. The garden swing is swaying all alone against the heavy gray and polished stone. I see the mark your leather boots had made before the entire dynamic vision had to fade. A single broken twig is on the ground, with no more footsteps making any sound. The street lamps flicker in the misty square, shining down on roads that lead nowhere. I trace the cold metal with my dynamic thumb, waiting for the morning light to come. Your favorite woolen scarf is in my room, casting long shapes inside the heavy gloom. The kitchen clock keeps striking on the wall, but no one answers to the lonely call. I sit inside the hallway all alone, staring at the cold and ancient stone. The space between us grows so wide and deep, like secrets that a river has to keep. I stand inside the darkness all alone, wishing for a world I should have known before the winter turned our hearts to stone. Crescent on the fence tonight, shining in to the lonely secrets that I keep. The door closed so quietly today, and pushed my lonely spirit into gray. Silver frames hold a quiet smile that lasted only for a tiny while. The glossy paper turns a gentle gray underneath the midnight attic tray. I trace the dynamic contours of your face in this completely sad and lonely space. Your winter boots are missing from the hall, beside the shadow on the wooden wall. The winter wind begins a low sweet wail behind a misty morning winter veil. The evening sirens pierce the heavy dark, passing along the empty winter park. I find a dynamic copper key inside the drawer left behind upon the hardwood floor. The street lamps trace a silver analog line through the branches of the silver pine. The dynamic clock is ticking on the wall, but no one answers to the lonely call. I stand alone and watch the shadow grow across the cold and deep northern snow. The iron locks are rusty and deep, like the silent vows we couldn't keep. I pull the string until the knot grows tight against the heavy northern winter night, hoping for a tiny copper spark. The faded photograph remains tonight, shining beneath the fading analog light. A permanent reminder of your trace, where I can no longer see your face. I wrap your woolen sweater around my frame, while the analog wind speaks your name. The faded photograph keeps you deep inside the lonely secrets that I keep. Half a letter on the desk, midnight shadow cuts across the room. Your old silver pen is resting heavy right beside the faded photograph. There is winter sleeping in the hallway, and the clock is ticking way too slow. Every corner holds a quiet echo of the winter coat you left behind. I can see the coffee cup is waiting, cold as January morning rain. Dust is settling on the keys of the piano, standing in the dark. Suddenly, a sudden draft of wind moves the curtain just a shoulder used to find its place. Time is moving like a broken river, washing out the lines we used to draw. Still I touch the paper where you started, hoping that the words will find a way to bridge the heavy silence in the dark. The ink never dried tonight. Your name is shining on the page, a circle left unfinished in the shadow, waiting for your hand to write the end. I hold the pen until the morning sun breaks through the dusty window pane. The ink never dried tonight. You are still living in the lines. Gray ash rest on the stone, leaving me completely all alone. The final ember died a week ago, underneath the heavy winter snow. I touch the cold bricks with an analog hand, staring at the frozen northern land. Your copper kettle settles on the shelf beside a small picture of myself. The afternoon is casting long pale squares down the completely empty parlor stairs. The morning buses rumble down the lane, washing out the sorrow and the pain. I find a wrinkled postcard in my coat, marking out the lines you dynamic wrote. A sudden headlight flashes through the pane, writing your initials in the rain. The dynamic clock is ticking on the wall, but no one answers to the lonely call. I sit inside the hallway all alone, staring at the cold and ancient stone. The deep waves go rolling straight along like the final verses of our song. I close my eyes to catch the analog spark that used to guide us through the winter park, before our love dissolved into the dark. The cold fireplace remains tonight, shining beneath the fading analog lights. The bricks are freezing in the winter chill, while the entire valley stays so still. inside the lonely secrets that I keep. Amber waves glow in the dark, leaving an eternal and dynamic spark. The silver horizon line fades out of view, but my quiet spirit holds the vow to you. Though entire decades melt completely away, the permanent dynamic core refuses to decay. Your handwriting stays inside the workbook page, defying all the heavy dust of historical age. I trace the letters with a steady analog hand, remembering our lost and beautiful land. The late night radio presenter speaks so slow, where all the lonely dynamic dreamers go. The analog music makes a gentle, steady ring, waiting for the quiet night bird to sing. I see the corner where your guitar stood when everything felt permanent and good. Your dynamic lyric sheet never turns gray, defying the winter snow that melts away. I press the leather case against my face to find a final trace of your embrace. The promise remains unbroken and deep, a beautiful secret that I vow to keep. I look across the curtain at the spark before our world dissolved into the dark. The eternal resonance of a promise stays tonight, shining beneath the fading analog light, a permanent reminder of a grace that time and distance never can efface. I keep the plastic case against my chest, dreaming of the love I love the best. The eternal resonance of a promise stays deep inside the lonely secrets that I keep. Time stands still on the stone, leaving me to face the dynamic pier alone. The iron dial holds a rusty line, marking the dynamic boundary of your time. I watch the fog roll over the bay, washing out the final pieces of yesterday. Your silver compass rests inside my palm, while the freezing water becomes completely calm. The harbor bells are ringing far away, turning all our golden youth to gray. The ferry horn begins to rumble slow, where all the lonely dynamic strangers go, I see the porch where we used to sit before the cold winter lantern was lit. Your handwritten token never turns quite gray, defying seasons that tumble completely away. The dynamic clock keeps striking on the wall, but no one answers to the lonely call. I pull my knitted scarf around my face to find a final analog trace of your embrace. The iron circle cannot change the past, holding the love that was meant to last. I look across the water to the spark that used to guide us through the winter park, before our world dissolved into the dark. The frozen harbor clock remains tonight, shining beneath the fading analog light. A deep dynamic ache inside my soul that makes the entire season lose control. I keep the silver token near my chest, dreaming of the love I loved the best. The frozen harbor clock stays deep inside the lonely secrets that I keep. I watched you pack your bags while my weak spirit dynamic sags. The ticking clock shows 5 past midnight clear as the heavy engine moves into the year. I could have held your dynamic sleeve so tight and begged you not to walk into the night, but pride or fear remained a heavy wall, making me stay completely blind to it all. Your woolen coat was vanishing from sight beneath the flicker of a station light. The station whistle blows across the square, sending cold dynamic echoes through the air. I stand upon the freezing gravel line, cursing the silent hesitation of mine. A ticket stub is crumpled in my vest, marking the dynamic truth I never confessed. The traffic dies along the boulevard, making the empty space so bitter and hard. I turn the lamp down to a silver spark to let your analog vision guide the dark. The iron wheels begin to turn and slide, carrying the love I kept inside. I close my eyes to catch the analog spark that used to guide us through the winter park, before our world dissolved into the dark. Lights vanish in the gray as your sweet outline rolls. inside the lonely secrets that I keep. Your number stays inside my screen, the brightest light I have ever seen. My thumb is hovering above the glass, watching the lonely midnight hours pass. The kitchen light is casting long, pale lines. Outside the wind is shaking winter pines. I know the dial tone would break my heart, tearing the fragile fabric right apart. So I just stare at the familiar name and let the silence play its ancient game. The clock is striking nearly 3, a heavy shadow falling over me. I found your old wool sweater on the chair and thought I smelled the summer in your hair. The city traffic dies down on the street where we used to let our shadows meet. I keep the voicemail that you left before when you were standing by the open door. But I don't dare to push the play today, afraid the ghost will slowly fade away. Sometimes the fingers have a mind of their own, reaching out for something that has flown. I hold my breath and lock the screen again, safeguarding all the sorrow and the pain, protecting memories from the pouring rain. The calls I still don't make are for the promise that I cannot break. I keep you safe inside the quiet space where time can never damage your sweet face. I let the telephone remain completely still against my heavy and breaking will. The calls I still don't make are for my fragile heart's own sake. Where did I stay so still while autumn leaves rolled down the hill? We sat upon the dynamic wooden seat, right where the forest and park path meet. Your eyes were searching for a dynamic sign, a single word to rewrite your time and mine. But I looked down at the freezing ground, releasing a dynamic silence so profound. Your leather workbook is inside my case, leaving an empty and a hollow space. The park lamps flicker in the pouring rain, washing out the final pieces of pain. I should have run to catch your fading stride and thrown away this useless dynamic pride. The city sirens wail across the square, sending long shapes through the freezing air. The record player spins a dynamic silent ring, waiting for the quiet night bird to sing. I pull the collar closer around my chest, cursing the words that I suppressed. The space beside me is too cold and wide, filled dynamic tears I had to hide. I stand beneath the willow and the spark that used to guide us through the winter park, before our world dissolved into the dark. The cold bench of hesitation stays tonight, shines beneath the fading analog light, an empty space where your sweet body leaned before the final dynamic winter intervened. I wrapped the heavy wool around my face to find a final trace of your embrace. The cold bench of hesitation stays deep inside the lonely secrets that I keep. Raindrops fall on the cold pavement, leaving behind every beautiful arrangement. I trace the street lamp's reflection down below, where the dynamic winter winds begin to blow. Your leather boots are gone from the floor, right beside the heavy sliding door. A single key set rests upon the tray, giving me a lonely time today. The evening bells are ringing far away, melting all our golden youth to gray. The city's sirens pierce the foggy air, sending long echoes through the empty stair. I see the corner where your books would stand when summer rain fell all across the land. Your dynamic glove is resting on the sill, leaving an empty and an analog chill. The record player spins a dynamic silent ring, waiting for the quiet night bird to sing. I hold a dynamic page against my chest, dreaming of the sweet love I love the best. The words are sharp upon the white display, taking all my final hope away. Close my eyes to catch the analog spark that used to guide us through the winter park, before our love dissolved into the dark. Shadows on the wet street tonight shines beneath the fading analog light, an ache that cuts into my lonely heart. Now that our worlds are torn apart, I wrap your woolen sweater around my frame, while the dynamic wind speaks your name. Shadows on the wet street stay deep inside the lonely secrets that I keep. Lamplight chimes on the walk, echoing our final dynamic talk. The street lamp cast a long white line, marking the dynamic boundary of your time. I watch the winter mist roll away, leaving behind a path of cold gray. Your leather boots are gone from the floor, right beside the heavy sliding door. A ticket stub is crumpled in my vest, marking the creative place that you loved best. The midnight whistle blows across the square, sending cold dynamic echoes through the air. I stand upon the freezing gravel line, watching the shadows of the silver pine. A leather pouch is resting in my hand, containing secrets from a forgotten land. The traffic dies along the boulevard, making the silent waiting very hard. I turn the lamp down to a silver spark, to let your analog vision guide the dark. The distance grows with every season's turn, while all my silent dynamic longings burn. I close my eyes to catch the analog spark that used to guide us through the winter park, before our world dissolved into the dark. Everlasting shadows stayed at night, shining beneath the fading cinematic light. An ache that cuts into my life, lonely heart, now that our worlds are torn apart. I wrap your woolen sweater around my frame, while the dynamic wind speaks your name. Everlasting shadows whisper deep into the lonely secrets that I keep. Dry leaves cover the wooden seat, right where the forest and park path meet. The wooden slat holds a thin gray line, marking the boundary of your time and mine. I touch the dynamic frame with a trembling hand, staring at the lonely winter parkland. The wind is carrying a scent of pine from a beautiful forgotten autumn line. Your leather workbook is inside my case, leaving an empty and a hollow space. The park lamps flicker in the pouring rain, washing out the final pieces of pain. I find a dynamic copper key inside the seam, left behind like a beautiful summer dream. The city sirens wail across the square, sending long shapes through the freezing air. The record player spins a dynamic silent ring, quiet night bird to sing. I pull the collar close around my chest, remembering the love I love the best. The fabric holds the contour of your frame, moving through the roads without a name. I stand beneath the willow and the spark that used to guide us through the winter park, before our world dissolved into the dark. The bench where we parted remains tonight, shines beneath the fading analog light. The threads may fray as seasons roll away, but your dynamic image wants to stay. I wrap the heavy wool around my face to find a final trace of your embrace. The bench where we parted stays deep inside the lonely secrets that I keep. Colors melt into the white, leaving a sharp dynamic focus tonight. The Polaroid frame loses its vibrant glow, stealing the summer that we used to know. But as the physical dynamic details slowly fade, the deeper contours of your smile are made. I see the structure of your elegant hand standing out across the bleached dynamic sand. Your leather album rests upon the drawer, right beside the heavy sliding door. The silver sunlight cuts across the pane, washing the landscape with dynamic stain. The sun-bleached paper turns completely white, yet your silhouette grows bright in the night. I hold the edge with a careful, creative grip, watching our beautiful dynamic timeline slip. The studio sirens wail across the square, sending long shapes through the freezing air. The analog music makes a gentle ring, waiting for the quiet night bird to sing. The fading texture cannot hide the heart that keeps our broken memories apart. I stand beneath the willow and the spark that used to guide us through the winter park, before our world dissolved into the dark. The bleach photograph focus stays tonight, shining beneath the fading analog light. Though every shade of crimson turns to gray, your beautiful eyes will never wash away. I press the empty frame against my chest, dreaming of the love I love the best. The bleached photograph focus stays deep inside the lonely secrets that I keep. Raindrops fall on wooden frames. The park is empty since the autumn came. I pull my scarf against the northern wind and watch the yellow leaves begin to spin. A single umbrella passes by the gate. The evening train is running slightly late. I remember how your laughter used to ring, sweeter than the early days of spring. Now the rusty paint is peeling off the seat where the gravel path and pavement meet. Tiny birds are looking for a home beneath the branches where we used to roam. Your winter gloves are missing from my coat. I find a tiny ticket in the pocket note from the movie theater down the old main street where our frozen fingers used to softly meet. The street lamps flicker on across the lawn. I sit alone and wait until the dawn, tracing every circle in the ancient wood, wishing I had stayed there where you stood. The fog is rising from the sleepy lake, counting every single breath I have to make. The world is moving forward in the gray, but my stubborn heart is anchored in the day before you had to turn and walk away. The bench where you left me stays under the cold October sky, holding all the secrets that we never told before the summer turned so bitter cold. I am waiting here until the snow covers up the steps we used to know. The bench where you left me is where my lonely spirit wants to go. Silence falls heavy in the hall, leaving a permanent shadow on the wall. The phrase we never spoke remains behind, anchored deep inside my dynamic creative mind. A quiet weight that sinks into the dark, keeping the memory of our analog spark. Your vintage typewriter sits upon the table space, preserving all the lines of your elegant face. I touch the keys with a slow dynamic hand, dreaming of a peaceful, forgotten summer land. The winter frost covers the window pane, locking the world inside a dynamic silver chain. But the unsaid words refuse to melt away, growing more profound with every passing day. The heavy dynamic lines keep structure on the floor, right beside the heavy sliding terrace door. The antique clock makes a gentle steady ring, waiting for the quiet night bird to sing. I pull my knitted coat around my face to find a final trace of your embrace. The words we kept inside can never fade, holding the permanent promise that we made. I look across the lonely courtyard to the spark before our world dissolved into the dark. The anchor of an unspoken word stays tonight, shining beneath the fading analog light. A deep vibration that holds my spirit whole, guiding the silent currents of my soul. I keep your signature Heavy wool is hanging by the gate as the dark evening grows completely late. I bury my cold face into the sleeve, tracing the words that I could not believe. The scent of pine wood and October smoke lingers inside the dynamic threads that broke. A silver button catches a sudden ray from a distant street lamp far away. I find your dynamic copper key inside the slot, holding on to the lessons we forgot. The hallway tiles are freezing to the touch, while my silent heart misses you so much. I see the corner where your boots would stand when winter rain fell all across the land. Your leather glove is resting on the case, leaving an empty and a hollow space. The record player spins a dynamic silent ring, waiting for the quiet night bird to sing. I pull the collar close around my frame, hoping the wind can softly speak your name. The fabric holds the shadow of your stride, moving through the spaces deep inside. I stand inside the dark and feel the spark that used to guide us through the autumn park, before our love dissolved into the park. A coat that smells of autumn stays tonight, shining beneath the fading and auroral light. The threads may fray as seasons roll along, but they still carry our dynamic song. I wrap the heavy wool around my chest, remembering the love I love the best. A coat that smells of autumn keeps you deep inside the lonely secrets that I keep. A small copper token hangs on my chest, right above where my heart used to rest. The metal teeth are worn down and gray from opening doors to a better day. I hold the heavy knot inside my palm, wishing for a moment of sweet calm. The old wooden gate is locked from inside, where all our happy secrets used to hide. A single dead vine clings to the wall, leaving no dynamic shade at all. The evening train passes behind the hill, sending a dynamic echo through the chill. I see the porch where we used to sit before the cold winter lantern was lit. Your old porcelain mug stays on the tray, holding the dynamic shadow of yesterday. The street lamps trace the silver analog line through the branches of the silver pine. I touch the key and feel the sudden pain of a love that won't come back again. The iron locks are rusty and deep, like the silent vows we couldn't keep. I pull the string until the knot grows tight against the heavy northern winter night, hoping for a tiny copper spark. A key on a string remains tonight, shining beneath the fading analog light. It cannot open up the iron gate now that the hours have grown so late. I keep the metal pressed against my frame, but the dynamic wind won't speak your name. A key on a string keeps you deep inside the lonely secrets that I keep.